Coming up tonight on YCU, more details on the Springfield apartment fire. Could the Lebanon landfill methane to electricity project be trashed? And we'll hear from New Hampshire State Senator Bob Odell and the future of gambling in the Granite State. With more news and weather, stay tuned. It's time for YCU, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region and central Vermont. News, sports, weather, public affairs, and all that's happening in our area. The news on YCU, your local view.
Hello and welcome to YCU. I'm David Carmichael. An early morning fire ripped through the second story of a downtown Springfield residence, causing significant structural damage to the multifamily home. The three-alarm fire displaced as many as 17 tenants living in the 7-unit apartment building at 84 Valley Street. One firefighter from Bellows Falls suffered minor injuries and was transported from the scene. While the first floor of the building remained sound, the second and third floors were well charred and sustained major smoke, fire, and water damage. Many of the windows were shattered. Blackened debris was scattered along the side of the house. Valley Street was closed for more than 12 hours after the fire. According to the Springfield Finance Office, the property is assessed for $185,800. Springfield police are advising residents to lock their cars after a string of recent car break-ins and thefts. According to Springfield Police Chief Doug Johnson, 2 cars were broken into and 1 was stolen on March 11th. The cars that were broken into were on Dewey and Pearl Streets, and the car that was stolen was on Spring Street. Johnson said the owner left the keys in the car on Spring Street, and police recovered the car hours later. 2 days later, another car was broken into on March 13th on Union Street, and a Subaru Legacy was taken from a home on Wall Street last Monday. The Subaru has not been recovered, according to Johnson. Springfield police also reported another attempted car theft on Wednesday at Windy Hill Acres Mobile Home Park, but the individual fled when spotted, according to the Springfield Police's Facebook page. A Vermont man has been charged after allegedly attacking a fellow employee and threatening another on the first day of his job. Police say that 35-year-old Shannon Ridgway of Westminster was being trained Sunday at the Putney Inn when he allegedly struck the man who was training him with a coffee mug. Police told WCAX that Ridgway also threatened another man with a knife. Nobody was injured. Ridgway was later arrested at his home. A proposed methane to electricity project for the Lebanon landfill has officially been called off. The project is being handled by Vermont-based Carbon Harvest Energy and would have turned methane gas produced by decomposition at the Lebanon landfill into electricity. This would have saved the city up to $60 grand annually. However, in a news release from Carbon Harvest Energy, it stated that they dropped the project due to financial and tax purposes. Lawmakers in New Hampshire are considering a so-called Good Samaritan Law to bring down the number of drug deaths in the state. The House has already passed legislation that would provide narrow immunity when it comes to drug and alcohol offenses for people who get emergency help for someone who has overdosed. Supporters say most overdoses happen when other people are around, and many do nothing because they fear of being arrested. The bill would not extend the immunity to someone dealing drugs or giving alcohol to minors. Well, spring is right around the corner and the ice is beginning to melt. New Hampshire Fish and Game officials are reminding ice fishermen they have a week to remove their bob houses from frozen waterways. The deadline is April 1st. Officials are also reminding bob house owners not to leave them on public or private property without permission. Vermont Governor Peter Shumlin is urging educators to participate in a survey looking for ways to increase learning in the state schools. The survey gives educators a chance to anonymously assess the teaching and learning conditions in their schools. According to a new report from the New England Board of Higher Education, tuition in Vermont public schools and universities has gone up about 27% over the past 5 years. Vermont Public Radio states that the price tag for students varies depending on the number of factors. The study also didn't take into account financial aid. For these stories and more, be sure to check out our website at ycunow.com, and also please like our Facebook page. After the break, we'll open our mind to the Colby Sawyer Art Program with some of their professors.
The YCU News continues in a moment.